The hall glittered with golden chandeliers, their light reflecting off polished marble floors, casting an almost magical glow over the hundreds of guests who had gathered to witness what was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I adjusted my veil for the 100th time, trying to steady my racing heart. Today, I, Emily Carter, was supposed to marry the man I thought loved me more than anything in the world. The air smelled of roses, champagne, and excitement, but beneath that festive aroma, a storm was quietly brewing, a storm I had never seen coming. For months, I had confided in my best friend, Ryan, about every secret I had ever dared to share with anyone. He was my confidant, my rock, the one person I thought would never betray me. We had laughed together, cried together, and celebrated each other's triumphs, but I had no idea that Ryan had been silently plotting something that would destroy me in the most public, humiliating way imaginable. Weeks before the wedding, I had poured my heart out to Ryan about my doubts, my fears, the insecurities I carried about my fiancé, Daniel. I had told him everything, including the tiny doubts that had crept in about Daniel's unwavering calmness, his odd disappearances, the occasional coldness in his eyes when I least expected it. I thought I was sharing with someone who would support me, someone who would help me see clarity. I didn't realize that those words were being stored, twisted, and weaponized against me. As the ceremony began, the soft piano music playing in the background, I caught a glimpse of Ryan in the crowd. He smiled at me, a warm smile that made my heart relax for just a moment. I had no idea that behind that smile lay years of concealed jealousy, envy, and a meticulously planned betrayal. Daniel stood at the altar, perfectly composed, hands clasped, eyes locked on me, or so I thought. When it was my turn to walk down the aisle, my heart pounding like a drum, I stepped into the aisle, all eyes on me, feeling the weight of countless expectations. But the moment I approached Daniel, I noticed something odd, a subtle smirk flickering across his face, almost imperceptible, but enough to send a cold shiver down my spine. My instincts screamed, but I brushed it off, convincing myself that I was overthinking. After all, this was my wedding day. And then it happened. Ryan's phone buzzed, and he discreetly tapped a message. Daniel's eyes, which I had thought were soft and loving, darkened for a split second, a shadow of something I couldn't understand. My heart began to race as whispers started circulating around the guests, whispers that were soon amplified by Daniel himself. "Emily," he said, his voice low but carrying across the hall, "you've been hiding things from me, haven't you?" The world seemed to stop. I blinked, unable to comprehend. What are you talking about?" My voice trembled, almost drowned out by the sudden gasp of the crowd. Daniel stepped back, revealing his phone screen, a series of messages from Ryan detailing every doubt, every insecurity I had ever shared. Every private thought I had confided in my best friend had been turned into ammunition, evidence of supposed deceit, twisted into lies I had never intended. My stomach dropped. The whispers grew louder, the looks of shock and judgment piercing through me like knives. Ryan's face remained calm, almost smug, as if he had orchestrated this moment from the very beginning. My best friend, the person I trusted above all else, had become the architect of my public humiliation. Tears welled in my eyes, blinding me, and my knees threatened to buckle. The crowd's sympathetic gasps felt like cruel laughter. "Why?" I whispered, my voice breaking. "Why would you do this?" Ryan's smile never faltered. "Some truths are too powerful to keep hidden," he said, his voice dripping with mock sincerity. "And some people need a lesson in reality." I felt the heat of betrayal like a physical blow. Daniel, the man I had loved, manipulated by the person I trusted most. How could this happen? My heart shattered, piece by piece, as the very foundation of my life crumbled in front of everyone I knew. The vows I had prepared, the dreams of a future together, evaporated into nothingness. But somewhere deep within me, a flicker of defiance sparked. I refused to let this end define me. I turned to the guests, my voice trembling but steadying with every word. "You all see what betrayal looks like, I said, my words cutting through the tension. But remember this, the person who truly knows your heart will never use it against you. And the ones who do, they are not worth your tears, your trust, or your love. With that, I walked away. The whispers followed me, but I didn't care. Each step was a reclaiming of my dignity, a silent vow that I would rise from this, stronger than ever. Outside, the sun shone warmly, a stark contrast to the storm I had left behind. I breathed in the air, tasting freedom for the first time in years. As I walked to my car, I received a text from an unknown number. "You'll rise from this. Don't let them define your story." I smiled through my tears, feeling a strange sense of peace. Ryan and Daniel had tried to break me, humiliate me, and destroy the life I had envisioned, but they had only awakened a fire I didn't know existed. To anyone listening to this story, remember, betrayal can be a sharp blade, cutting deep, leaving scars that feel permanent. But it also reveals the true colors of those around you and the strength within yourself. Trust wisely, love deeply, but never forget that your worth is never defined by those who seek to tear you down. To all the viewers, may you find the courage to walk away from the darkness, embrace your strength, and reclaim your life. Never let the betrayal of others dim your light. Your story is yours to write, and it is destined to shine.